We're just sitting here. No one else is going to touch it.
Well, it doesn't matter. He's my SMT.
No, you can't have it. We love you, Squeecha.
Bet you.
All right, we managed to kidnap some devs who are wandering around, and we're going to bring them out here. Which one of you guys want to come up first?
What's going on?
You can tell everybody who you are and your position.
Hello, I'm Aaron Nobram Bisnet. I am the EverQuest 2, or one of the EverQuest 2 in-game character artists.
And we've seen a lot of the stuff you've been working. You Twitter all the time about when you're working on projects.
I try to.
What was your favorite thing that you've done recently?
Actually, the most favorite thing that I've done up to this point, it actually just went in game like yesterday. It's the Soul I can't even say it. The Soul Scorn Shield. It's so cool with like these skulls running through it and all this other cool stuff. It just kind of happened one day. I made it, and it went into Station Cache, and it's in game now.
Cool. Any other things you can hint at that you've been working on that aren't in game yet?
Let's see here. Just like last week, working on a bunch of like fist weapons, making some new bows. So our rangers are ranged weapon fighters.
Awesome.
They're gonna love it. Oh yeah.
I'm a ranger, in case you didn't know.
Oh, very cool. Very cool.
I've seen some of your cloaks. You did the stained glass cloak, right?
One of them, yes. Yes, there's several of them in game now. I've made one or two of them. Yeah. Yeah, having a lot of good time with it. It was one of those times where the team said, well, we need some more cloaks. What are we going to make? And they said, well, how about a stained glass cloak? And I used to make stained glass stuff in high school. And so it just kind of came natural to me. I was like, oh, great. So I just threw a couple of them together, and people loved them.
Yeah, I've seen a couple of them. They're one of my favorite ones. There's one hanging in the LON museum. Is that one of yours?
I don't recall. It might be.
I don't remember which one it is.
Oh, yeah. I don't really know exactly what they do with some of the stuff that I give. It's just like I get a list of like, okay, we need weapons, we need slashing weapons, we need crushing weapons. Sometimes I'm lucky and they'll say we need fire weapons or nature weapons. And then I just kind of go from there, whip them out.
So they give you a lot of freedom to do whatever you want?
Some of the times, yes.
That's cool. And how does somebody go about getting into that kind of field to do that?
Actually, I work through the company. I know folks that went to school, did that whole process of going through school, getting hired up as an artist. I actually started an SOE as a in-game CS rep for a game called EQ2'sDay, EverQuest Online Adventures.
You played that for like 4 years.
Yep. I was actually one of their in-game GMs for a good 3.5, 4 years. And then I got brought over into the community side of things because they realized that I could do art. And so the community team needed an artist. And so then from there, I worked over and said, hey, does any of the game teams need any art help? And sure enough, at that time, EQ2 had an opening for an apprentice, which meant 4 hours extra a day. So it was 8 hours working in community side of things, and then another 4 hours working in the apprenticeship for EQ2. And then they, about a year ago, brought me over full time.
That's cool. And you're going to be on the art panel here in case anybody wants to.
Sure am. Two of them. There's the EQ2 art panel, and then there's an art portal panel that I guess I'm going to be on as well.
You know when those are? I don't have the schedule yet.
Oh, yeah, neither do I really, except for just basic time of when to be there.
I'm getting handed notes here on the side. Well, it was nice having you on. I'm sure we'll talk to you again before we're done here at Faire.
Thank you. It was a great time. I hope you have a good time.
All right. Sorry to cut you short. We will see you later.
See ya.
We have somebody coming here as a special guest who's on a limited time, so we're going to drag him on. We can get him over here in the chair. We have Dave Smoke Jumper Georgeson. He's going to join us in just a second here. Everything's kind of backward here. We got so many people running out. Yes, it's the hot seat. And you can tell everybody your name and position. And
I'm Dave.
If you don't already know.
I'm Dave Georgeson. I'm the executive producer for the entire EverQuest franchise.
And what does that mean exactly?
It means it's all my fault.
Pretty much. This is the guy to blame.
Pretty much. What that means is I'm overseeing EverQuest, EverQuest 2, EverQuest Extended, EverQuest 2 Extended, and EverQuest Next.
What about EQOA?
Actually, technically EQOA also. If it says EverQuest in it, it's my fault.
And trying to think. I had questions lined up for you, and now that you're here, I forgot my notes. So, what kinds of stuff you have to look forward to in their coming year that you can actually say? Oh, wow. I know that none of the panels have gone on yet, so it kind of limits.
Well, we've been not saying stuff for a while now, and finally at this fanfare is when we're finally opening it up and telling people exactly what we are doing.
Okay, a lot of the people who are listening aren't at fanfare; they're all at home, and so if there's any kind of tidbits you can give them.
Well, we're not tonight, but tomorrow in the panels, we'll detail out everything that's in GU61, everything that's in the upcoming expansion pack, and everything that we're planning to do with the massive Freeport overhaul that we're doing.
Very cool.
So, that's an amazing amount of stuff that we're going to be unleashing all at the same time. And, of course, it's going to be released between now and, say, the end of November. So we have what we're doing is we're creating all kinds of new features and ways to play the game. Of course, we're doing a lot of content and stuff. I've been talking about it for a while on the forums. We're going to start releasing all of our content releases in game updates. So, like 4 times a year, we'll be putting out these huge packs of new dungeons and raids and quests and all kinds of stuff you can quest for and all that stuff. But then along the way, we'll also be doing these major new features that add different ways to play the game or improve the ways that you can play that or just really shatter the mold for what we're doing with the MMOs.
And those ones are going to have like a small fee to go? Oh,
no,
so it's all?
Well, I mean, some of them are in the expansion pack, so yes, technically. But no, we're not like, these are not microtransaction marketplace features or anything like that.
Okay, very
We've
cool.
done some of that in the past, but we're not doing that right now.
Yeah, I know some people were worried about that. That's why I brought it up. So it's good to hear the official word on that.
Well, I'm not against it at all, but yeah, no, none of the stuff that we're planning on announcing in this weekend is anything microtransaction.
What about that new class?
There is a new class.
Now, this has been a big debate among our listeners and people on our server. They never said if it's going to be a adventure class or crafting class.
We did joke about telling you guys it was hairdresser, but no. It's an adventuring class, and well, it's just a couple hours till we unveil it, so I'll wait till then.
All right, we'll try to get that out to people as soon as we hear too. But at least we narrowed it down.
Surprise anybody?
Is it Beast Lord?
I could be.
I'll be disappointed if it is.
But well, let's put it this way: if it was the Beast Lord, it would be with different kinds of gameplay you haven't seen before. So I don't think it'll be disappointing to anybody.
So is that a confirmation it is?
No, I said if it was.
All right. Well, I hear you're a busy guy, so we don't want to keep you more than we have to. So anything else you want to say to our listeners and stick cam viewers?
No, I mean, the information will start trickling out tonight after the keynote because I'm just going to gloss through some stuff. But the real details and the real meat starts tomorrow in the panels. And I'll go. The first panel will be this huge overview of everything, and that's me just talking for an hour. But then after that, we'll break into the other panels like trade skill panel and creating dungeons and all those other things. And all the things that I glossed over during that time will get really filled out with detail. So by the end of this weekend, people will know so much more about what we're doing, what we're planning for this game for this next half a year than what they knew before. It should be really cool.
All right, yeah, it sounds like it's going to be interesting. I can't wait to see. Well, have a good day. It was nice meeting you.
Thanks.
And we can't wait to hear your speech. All right, who else we got over here? Who's next? We'll kidnap someone. I know this man. I've seen him before. You tell everybody who you are.
My name is Nathan McCall. I'm K-Feel on the boards. I work on EQ2.
And what do you do?
I'm game designer. Now that actually specifically quests and live events.
Oh, so you're the one to blame for these weird live events.
Yes, actually.
Are we going to be able to get the fireworks again next year for all those people who were on the way to Fanfare and missed it?
I don't see why not. I love the fact that we not only reuse events, but that we breathe new life into them when they come back around the next time. And that's a pattern that I want to continue with. Otherwise, to me, it seems, I don't want to say a waste of work, but not as rewarding. You don't get as much bang for your buck.
Yeah, it was something we brought up before on our show, is the Moonlight Enchantment things. We're kind of getting stale because it was the same thing every time, one or two new items, and now they have the repeatable quests, they have the ether races, so that added a lot.
Good deal. Yeah, no, and that's exactly it. You have to breathe some new life into them every once in a while. And for those ones where they come around monthly, that's going to have to be a little bit more often, I think.
Well, it's pretty tricky, too, because you only have so many months to work on this stuff before the next one comes out.
Correct. And right now we're definitely feeling that pressure and that timing issue with the races to the city festivals. It's getting more and more difficult to be like, oh my goodness, oh, we've got another one. We've got it. Oh, do one for Kellethan now. Do one for Gore. Oh my goodness.
What are we up to now? 10 tracks, I think?
Oh, wow. I don't even know.
I'm a huge fan of the ether races. I actually ran a racing league for a different game for years.
Yeah.
So I'm a huge fan of them. I can't wait to do the one here at Faire.
That's awesome. There's been that was one that they showed off at E3 and had a lot of really good comments.
I haven't got to see it in 3D yet. I don't have the hardware, but
oh, well, for those of us here at Faire, we get to all experience, if you want, over there at the station. They've got it up on 3D. So,
are we going to be doing the tournament on the 3D computers as well, or do you not?
I had heard that they wanted to, but I'm not sure if they were actually able to arrange that.
Yeah, I heard they were going to borrow the ones that they used at E3 and bring them here, but I don't know.
Yeah, I did not hear the final on that one. But I thought, cool.
Well, what's a more recent project that you've worked on that you really liked?
That I really liked? All of my live events, but
you're supposed to like them all, right?
I do. No parent is supposed to, not like one of their children. I don't know that there's one that actually shines out, and there's been several that I've just worked on that nobody has seen yet. We've got Knights of the Dead coming out.
So you can't talk about them yet either.
Yes, and that's the unfortunate thing. Now, we do have the live event. Well, it's not a live events panel, but it's a content and zone design panel, and I'm on that, and I will be dropping some of the live event stuff.
Are we going to get Ilarissi back?
Wouldn't that be nice?
That would make a great live event.
I would love that.
Is she really dead? Can you kill a god?
That is a very good question, and one that was actually questioned. That came up in game. Was between some of the characters there with the Sworn Love siblings. The discussion was, wait a minute, what does this really mean? If she wasn't taken out by Antioch, the swords. Now I can't think of Rowan Thayer. If she was not taken out by Rowan Thayer, then was she really dead? What happened? And so that. It needs to be explained and explored, and I would love to do that.
Interesting lore to bring up. I have a lot of friends who love Ilarissi, so
I would count myself amongst that crew.
We still have the shrine in New Hollis, and we have the holiday we celebrate every year. So
yes, no, there's and that's not going to go away. Even if she were to come back, we're still going to be celebrating her no matter what happens. So she is going to be in Norathian lore. For as long as I can, for as long as I have anything to say about it.
That's good to hear.
Yes. So I think there's good hope.
Oh, is there anything else you want to say to the listeners on our radio stream for EQ2'sDay or the SOE stick cam?
Just that you guys are why we're here. I appreciate all the feedback that we get on not only live events, but the quests that we get. And keep playing, keep enjoying, and that's what we're here for.
And despite all the complaining the community does, we all appreciate the live events you do, because it always adds something more to the game than the same old, to have some new stuff going on here and there. And I know a lot of people complain. They're never happy. So we do appreciate it.
That is kind of the nature of the beast, and we understand it. Take the good with the bad.
All right.
I said we do have something specific. Yeah.
Specific?
Yeah, that. For the naysayers.
And that is?
No. See, but there's a lot of good that comes out of some criticism.
See,
I've changed things due to criticism. They changed my mind.
there's a difference though between giving constructive criticism and then making flaming posts on the forums about this is terrible, this is the worst.
Agreed. There's only so much I can do with this is terrible.
Yeah, if you don't like something and you're gonna make a complaint about it, tell them why or give ideas on what they could do to change it, so at least they have something to go on, right?
Oh, exactly. A really good example of that was EverQuest several years ago now. I think it was when I first put in the roses that you could collect in Enchanted Lands, and we were getting the complaints on test server that there weren't enough of them. And I knew for certain that there was an amazing, crazy amount of them. But I just kept getting that complaint. And instead of just saying, well, obviously these people don't know what they're talking about, I'm like, why is it that they feel that there's not enough of them? And I finally realized it's because they can't find them. If you can't find them, you don't think that they're there. So you're thinking that the number of them needs to be increased. I put a sparkle effect on them.
I remember that.
Yeah, so that you could see it from further away. And because they lay so flat to the ground, of course you could run right over it and miss it. But now with the sparkle effect, all I did was add a sparkle effect, and I got a whole bunch of responses saying, oh, thanks for upping the amount.
I think on the other holiday quests where you can combine the different token items you collect, wasn't that from player feedback as well?
Yes, it was. Yes.
The Halloween candy and the illiteracy notes.
Yes, that's exactly where it came from.
So see, your feedback does get listened to.
And in fact, just last year at Faire, one of the things was whenever you do tokens, can't we have something that's really expensive, some sort of chase item? Because I've got 300 of them, I've got 500 of them, and I want to be able to achieve something big with that amount. And so we've said, yeah, okay, we can put in something bigger, something shiny to keep it going. Yeah, but that came directly from players.
Are we ever going to get something to spend the tokens on from the Druid Ring events? Because I have a ton of them, and there's still a merchant around, but there's no way to get them anymore, I guess is more what I'm asking. Because I know a lot of people like the teleporters so they can break out of the houses and things, and at some of the Druid Rings, there's still a merchant guy that you can spend the little tokens on, but you can't get them anymore.
And so you'd want to be able to get them again?
Yeah, so that you can make use of that merchant and buy those teleporters and things like that.
I love the invisible clothing, and it's so hard to get.
But that comes around like every year because of its popularity. We try to we try to fit that in wherever it's like, oh, okay, the Prelude events. Let's put those invis clothing right back in there.
Are we going to see more of the Chrono Portal events? I don't remember what they were exactly called. Where we got to go to EQ1 and do that.
Yeah, that we would like to do that again, and I don't see why not. It's going to have to be adjusted a little bit. It was put in a little rash, and
some of the items were amazingly powerful. Is that what you're talking about?
Actually, I was thinking of more of the gaming component. That it didn't quite hit what I would want for a live event as far as being able that everyone can participate. It was limiting as far as level range, and so I would like to open it up a little bit more. Maybe not every single one of the instances, but just have something for someone of every level to do.
Yeah, they were a lot of fun. I missed out on them because I was kind of out of the game at the time, and I came back and caught them at the last couple of days and rushed through as many as I could.
The Quillamane and the Allosaur were just... That's the ones that really got people.
The Quillamane was the one that let us know that the Pegasus mounts were coming.
Yes, that was a sneak peek. That was good.
What was the other one we did? That was where we got to see Beast Lords in EQ2 for the first time.
You're right. You're right.
They were NPCs.
Because they had to. It was a go back in time to EQ framework.
Yeah, but it was just funny because 7 years they told us we would never see Beast Lords in EQ2, and I have screenshots of Beast Lords in EQ2.
The dreaded BL. Yes. No, we loved being able to put that in. And Ninja actually was the one that put in a lot of the dialogue that made people go, oh, that is exactly what it sounded like in EQ, just sitting around, and then someone's waiting for a Quillamane, and then you...
I do have to say I take offense to the guy screaming Ranger down and shout.
Only because you were that target.
Oh, Eloquent Jenna from Antonia Bale wants to know why the graphic on the Pegasus's wing is broken. And we've actually looked at this ourselves. I used to do some modeling, and what it looks like to me is that they mirrored the wing to do both sides, so the angle is weird, and it looks like it's hanging.
That's on the mount version then?
Yeah, it's on the station cache one that you can buy.
No, I was not aware of that.
It's just a simple thing. It's
Yeah, I'll try and point it out to Dave is our character lead artist, and he's going to be here this weekend. If he's not here already, he should be here later on.
It doesn't affect game or anything. It just kind of looks
but
weird.
It's nice to have those kind of bugs identified. And
Well, do you have anything coming up that you can talk about that hasn't been added to the game yet that you can hint at, or maybe something you're going to talk about at a panel this week?
Well, there is Knights of the Dead is coming, and there is, amongst all of the stuff that you've become accustomed to participating in, those things are coming back. But there's also the usual, there's going to be new things to craft.
Can we keep the little slippery coin
Oh no, that's
from the maze?
That's still slippery.
The sad part is it's really not that good anymore compared to some of the loot from Velios.
Yeah, very, very true. Although it is easier to attain. You don't have to grind.
It's also level 1, I think.
Yeah. Oh, very welcome. Yeah, so there is definitely some more Halloween stuff coming up. And one thing that I think everybody will appreciate is seeing Billy.
Except for Xanadai, because she hates Billy.
I hate what?
You hate Billy?
Oh God, I hate Billy.
You'll love Dolly.
Was it a female Billy? Spoiler?
And adorable. If you love Billy.
All right. Well, we're going to let you get back so you can mingle with people and do what you devs do here. And this is how easy it is to just walk up to somebody and grab them and pull them on here.
Yeah, in fact, you took me away from other players, so, that's exactly where I'm going to
Now I feel bad.
No, that's not what I meant. I meant that I wasn't just hanging out with other developers in a little corner somewhere hiding away. We really are this accessible. It's true.
That's good. That's part of the fun of being here, so just grab you guys and talk to you.
Oh, it's part of our fun. Let me tell you, as much as we get to hear from players through the forums, through the PMs, those official channels, coming here and actually talking face-to-face, and it recharges the batteries on that whole, oh my gosh, I love what you're doing. And even if it's not what I am personally doing, it's just the game. It's just that they enjoy this game as much as I do. And that right there tells me I'm doing great. My job, not so bad.
I just like the fact that not only do you guys all work on the game, but you actually play it too.
The majority of us play it and have our, it's not like we cheated to get our characters anywhere we got. No, we're playing this because we enjoy it.
That's good.
Thank you. I think so too.
Let you see things from both sides too.
Oh, yes, very much. Yeah.
All right, like I said, I'll let you get back to mingling, and it was nice having you on.
It was my pleasure.
All right, you have a good day, and we'll see you around at Fanfare.
Excellent. Certainly will. Thank you.
Thank you.
Who do we have next?
We have
This guy. I know this guy. Come on, have a seat.
How's it going?
Good. Tell our viewers who you are and what your position is.
My name's Greg Spence, also known as Rothgar on the forums, and I'm the lead programmer on EQ2.
And what does that actually entail?
Well, it involves overseeing all the software development on the game, working on fixing bugs, adding new features, all of the technical side of making the game work. Also, not physically maintaining the servers, but overseeing the overall health of the game servers. And
So when Antonia Bale crashes, this is the guy we blame.
Not the one who gets blamed, but the one who gets called to fix it, or one of us. So so our ops department monitors that stuff, but when something goes bad, it eventually comes to a developer, and we have to figure out what's wrong and fix it.
I think a lot of people are confused with what developers actually do.
Could be. So we kind of put people into 3 buckets on the team. You got your artists, which everybody's pretty clear on what artists do. Then you got your game designers, who are the creative minds, the guys who write the quests and the text and come up with the cool ideas. And then you got your engineers or your programmers or your coders who are actually making the features work. Sometimes they have a new idea for an encounter, but maybe the game doesn't support it. So we'll have to go in and make a change to allow them to do what it is they want to do.
And hope that doesn't break 10 other things.
Exactly, and that oftentimes happens.
I actually used to design maps for a custom game type for a different game. So I've done a little bit of that, so I know when you change one thing, it breaks 5 others.
Yeah, very easily. Sometimes it's hard to know when you tweak something here that it's going to affect all this other stuff. And, that we're supposed to check it out and try to find those things ourselves, and then QA is supposed to be the next level, and then hopefully test server after that.
Kind of like adding multiple housing and then finding out later we could have multiple AA mirrors.
Yes, exactly.
Now, is that going to get fixed, or is it okay as is?
I'd actually commented on that on the forums too. It's not really something that we intended to do, but nobody's told us to go fix it. So there's not been a decision yet that we're going to go change it, but we do want to discuss the future of AA mirrors and respecking and making it easier for people to do. So there may be changes down the road that affect it, but we're not setting out to change that right now.
All right. Any other big changes recently that you want to talk about?
Well, we're all working on a lot of big features for the game. We've got, game update 62 coming, or 61.
I think it's 61. 61. Is that going to be Western Waste?
I'm not sure on the design side. So, but we have a lot of big features coming out for that. A lot of it we're going to be announcing here at Faire. I'm not sure what I can talk about right now because I don't want to preempt,
that was the trouble with us doing this on day one not everybody can talk about everything yet.
Yeah, exactly. But we do have some really exciting stuff coming out. We're all really busy working on improvements to the game and some, really cool new features. So I think everybody's really going to like them, and I'm looking forward to talking about them in the panels.
And what panels are you going to be on here at Faire?
I think I'm scheduled for probably like 6 different panels. I know I'm doing the 2 QA panels. I'll be on the Freeport and Beyond tomorrow, which is the big one where we announce everything we're doing. We're doing a programming panel, so for anybody that's interested in finding out what it takes to get into that type of job and learn a little bit behind the scenes, we'll be talking about tools that we use to help find bugs and troubleshoot problems. So we'll be doing that on Saturday. And I'll be on the mechanics panel too, because sometimes questions come up that are more code related. So yeah, it'll be a busy weekend, but a lot of fun.
All right, we look forward to seeing some of the panels.
It'll be great.
Trying to think of, I got any other questions here? I lost my notebook. I had some notes written down. So, is there anything you want to ask?
Just thank you for everything.
Oh, no problem. It's our pleasure. We're really excited to be working on the game. We all love what we do. We want to see the players happy, and so yeah, man, it's a great job.
Say it again. We're missing here. Say that again.
RC is going absolutely nuts, and just so everybody knows, they want to know that that Rockar absolutely rocks.
I appreciate that. I really do, man. I love our community. It's awesome. So yeah, man, it's great. Love working on the game.
Do they have any questions for him before we let him get back to everybody?
I don't think so.
How about on the stick cam side of things? You got any questions over there?
No, I think we're good.
All right.
Quiet in chat.
Yeah, they're all quiet. They're all eagerly waiting. They're eagerly awaiting for someone to slip.
There'll be tons of questions after the panels, I'm sure, when we announce all the stuff we're going to
Oh, I'm sure. And we'll actually be on the air again on Tuesday to do our live show then, so we'll have a lot of information to give out then.
Sounds good. Thanks for having me on. I appreciate it.
Anything else you want to say to our EQ2 listeners or the Sony Stickcam?
Just in general, thanks for playing. We really appreciate you guys for sticking in through all the issues that have occurred over the last few months. Thanks for playing. Thanks for being fans, and you're the reason why we do all this, man. So thanks a lot.
Well, we all wouldn't be here if you guys didn't do such a good job making the game.
Thank you.
All right, well, we'll let you get back, and thanks for joining us, and hope to see you around.
Good talking to you.
And that's going to about wrap it up for this episode of EQ2'sDay live from Vegas. We will be on the air Tuesday night at our normal time, so you can catch us on online gaming radio.
Back on Eastern time.
Yeah, back on Eastern time, 7 p.m. Eastern. If you have any questions, comments, anything you want to talk about, you can email us. I am TrueFlight at EQ2'sDay.com.
And Xanadai at EQ2'sDay.com.
Wow, you slurred that. She's Xanadai at EQ2'sDay.com. That's EQ, the number 2, SDAY.com. And we will see you next week. Have a shout out?
I do. I know Dialect's been listening this whole time, so big shout out to Dialect and all the Vagabond Knights. And
I give a shout out to Fatality, my new guild. Even though I missed dinner with you guys, I'm still here. And I've seen a few around, so I'm going to catch up with you guys after the show. So we will see everybody on Tuesday. And have a good day.